Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Today's episode of Frankenstein Control is brought to you by the new opening restaurant La Familia right here in Leesburg, Virginia.
Is it Italian?
It is an Italian restaurant. In fact, we are going to roll the commercial for it right now.
Oh, cool.
Hey, all of you boys and the girls. This here is your favorite cook of an Italian chef.
Watto?
Chef Bolognese. Coming down to La Familia, my newest restaurant right here in Leesburg, Virginia. You know you want to come on it down for some home-style cooking just like Mama used to do in old Nepal. We got rigatoni, we got tartellini, Mama's famous spaghetti. Just make sure not to look in the eyes of the hanging man. We got the pasta puttanesca, we got the whole mountain of a cheesy lasagna. We got the grim shadow shaped like your worst fears in the corner. We got everything you could ever want at La Familia. Make sure to tip your waiter, or else you will turn into a spider.
Ooh, I kind of want to go.
I did too. I'm in the mood.
What's their mask policy? I mean, like, I'm hoping they will. I lost my train of thought with that. I'm thinking about the hanging man. What the fuck is up with that? Is the hanging man wearing a mask? Because I want them to be absolutely safe.
Your COVID policies? I don't know about their COVID compliance policies. I think that's an old commercial.
Yeah.
I think they filmed that in the before times.
Yeah, they put the hanging man outside now.
Well, thank you very much to Chef Bolognese and your beautiful new restaurant, La Familia. We'll be sure to drop by, pick up some paschetti, and maybe get the old possession. But in the meantime, everybody, welcome to Frankenstein Control. I'm your host, T-Dog. To my right is A.
I'm a bitch. Wait, that doesn't work.
And in front of me, as always, is Norman Reedus.
I'm chicken parmesan rye.
You smell like chicken parmesan. Is that a new cologne?
Be right. If you got turned into an insect, you'd be a bee. So you could still be bee-rye.
Bee-rye.
Cool. It's Kafkaesque, but at least I could fly around and shit.
Oh, yeah. We all know that if bee-rye became an insect, he'd be fucking... He'd be stick bug.
No, the bee-rye's very mantis-like.
Yeah, I agree. He would be a mantis.
But it's the girls what are big when in stabby. With mantises.
Well, then you'll just have to be a girl.
All right.
Or just have to let's say eat your head.
Yeah.
She was already going to do that anyway. I told you about the time how there was this store, because there's been a hell of a lot of Pokemon nostalgia recently with the announcement of the new games. But I've told this story on the podcast before about how there was always a couple stores in town that sold the Pokemon figures, and you had to like learn which ones had the good shit. And there was this computer store in the Annapolis Mall called Babbage's. And
oh yeah, Babbage's. Oh my god.
Yeah, we had one of those, and they sold Pokemon figures. And I used to go in there, and whenever my dad took me to the Annapolis Mall, I'd always beg to go in Babbage's. And any of the other stores I knew had Pokemon figures. And this is probably like in 97. And there was a Scyther figure that I thought was rad as fuck, and I wanted him real bad, because Scyther's always been one of my favorite Pokemon. Yeah. Unsurprisingly. And
Pokemon with knives for hands?
And he's a bug that flies. He's a flying bug, and he's got knives for hands, and he sounds like that. And I love him, so I had to have him. And he was $7, which at the time I did not have. Mm-hmm. But I knew that, like, at the time I was seeing him, I didn't have that. But I was like, if I do chores and like save my allowance, like one more allowance payment and a bunch of extra chores, I could have $7 next weekend. So I hid him behind a bunch of shit in the store. Like I hid him behind a bunch of like computer mice and stuff.
Holy shit!
Like in the very, very back. And I came back a week later with my $7, and he was still there. Woo! And I bought him, and that's how I got my Scyther.
Man, when that place closed down, a guy in vaguely Asiatic clothing came along and went, "My Babbages!"
It's stupid.
Sponsored by Avatar Studios.
That's true.
Which is
They
the
got
thing
their
now that
studio. That's
exists.
really cool.
That's right.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
That's right. Fucking.
He's along for the ride, non-negotiably.
That's right.
He came with the studio.
The two creative minds that brought you Penny Arcade are now making Avatar Studios. Old Tycho and the other bald guy. They're
Wait, really?
No. No, it's Michael, Brian, I think are their names, Mike and Brian. People call them Bryke. Like
That sounds right.
Word.
Like their ship name?
No, not oh. What is this, Ruby? Anyway.
That's what all fandoms do. Is they
That's
combine
true.
names.
But yeah, no, they're making a studio, and I think that's pretty cool. Nickelodeon's really cashing in on the fact that out of fucking nowhere, except not because a pandemic happened and everyone was stuck inside, and they just decided to have Avatar on Netflix
Again.
Again, out of
After
nowhere.
not having it for like 10 years.
Yeah,
Not
And
that
they,
long,
They,
but-
they put it back on, and suddenly, whoa! Wouldn't you know it? Everybody's fucking watching it, including a new generation of kids. Quick, we gotta catch this wave! This is the only good cartoon we had. And yeah, so
It's either this or Cleveland Show.
that doesn't make
For
it.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, I thought you meant Netflix.
No.
Does Netflix even have Cleveland Show? I don't know, and I really don't care. I don't
Probably
care
not.
enough to Google it.
I know that Hulu has a thing with Family Guy.
Okay, so it's probably
Because they
them.
always put Family Guy in their advertisements.
Yeah.
You better watch my show, Peter.
Pretty sure it's already canceled.
For cancel my show. It's Cleveland. It's
Yeah.
beloved Family Guy character, Cleveland. Oh God. Ada, did we ever tell the story about that time I called you a bitch?
Which one?
So, I forget the story, so probably not.
Oh, the when you went, I'm a bitch.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
reminded me of.
Yeah.
I forget what game we were playing, but I was very agitated. And you said something that stung particularly hard.
You gave up on something, or you put the game into easy mode, and it's like, so this is what failure looks like.
And unironically, I was just like, "You're such a bitch." I completely lost myself there. Just lost
You were
myself.
actually angry?
Yeah, like actual anger. Like I didn't yell it. I think that's what made it that much funnier is that I didn't yell.
Yes,
Just
you
like,
just
"You're such a
sincerely you
bitch."
called me a bitch, and I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. And then I apologized for it later. I'm like, "I'm sorry I called you a bitch. That was really mean."
And she was just like, wait, when did that happen? Like she didn't even notice. That's the thing with Taylor is like on those occasions, like the rare occasions where he's actually gotten angry at me, or if Taylor ever like actually gets mad at you, you know you really fucked up because
Well,
he
I tend
doesn't.
not to get mad at
or
people.
he's
Yeah.
playing Bloodborne.
Yeah, that. Well, I tend to not get mad at people. I get mad at things.
I get mad at situations and at things.
Yeah, situation and things. I don't really get mad at people.
Yeah.
Like specific people.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching the news or something, I'll get mad at like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
The world.
The
Yeah.
world. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Those are still characters in your brain because
Yeah.
you don't know them in real
personally.
life,
Yeah, things like
and you
that.
never will.
They're not in your monkey sphere.
You're a hunter-gatherer tribe of only being able to really keep track of 100 other people at once.
Welcome to the Monkosphere. Well, then, B-Right, that also
The ape circle.
the thing you're describing though is that's basically our whole friend group. Is that like we don't really get bent out of shape at each other too much.
Yeah.
Like there's no real reason to. We all get along very well.
We are hive mind.
We are hive mind. We are the new males. We are the soy boys.
Surrounded by soy boy beta cucks.
I'm the soy boy boogeyman. Boogie boogie boogie. Look, Beer, my beard wiggles.
Ugh. I don't care for it and never wish to see it again.
Ada looks really disturbed by that.
I mean, it's obvious. Of course it would. It's long enough, but I don't know. Just seeing it in motion was
disturbing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't move like you think hair should.
Yeah.
You either expect it to stay, to actually swish around like actual hair, or you expect it to just stay still like a prop,
Yeah.
But nope, you wiggle it around. It's like, oh no.
You should flat iron that and give yourself a big old Rasputiny.
Rah, Rasputin, Russia's
You're,
greatest butt machine.
Your beard has dead or alive breast physics.
It does. I got a breast physic attached to my face. Feels pretty good. Gotta say. I feel like that one character in Street Fighter he was a big fat guy and his stomach was a breast physic. And it was really disturbing.
Now I'm just thinking of Hippo from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, King Hippo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my homie. We hang out on Thursdays. We go to Fat Burger. That's it.
That's the joke. Fat burger.
B-Ray, have you ever been to the bottom of the sea?
No. And I hope to God it stays that way.
Well, I got some rotten news for you, buddy. Look out your window.
Uh-oh.
There it is. Look. We're in
Davy Jones' locker.
We're in Davy Jones' locker room.
Do you fear death, Jack?
Can you smell your Axe body spray, Jack Sparrow? That's Davy Jones' locker room.
Oh, that's dumb.
I got a million of them.
I was thinking about my high school locker room the other day, and I think my weight training teacher, he was a coach something or other. I don't remember his last name.
McGurk.
We'll go with that, Coach McGurk. And he was like a well-liked teacher and coach.
Uh-oh.
And then he got arrested, and I don't even think it was for the diddling. I think he was stealing shit out of kids' lockers.
Yeah, so that he could go home and diddle their belongings.
Yeah, I think he stole some kid's phone and maybe some kid's Jordans or something. I don't know. And
stole his ice creams.
Yeah, and like to have sunk so low to the point where he was just robbing students at my high school out of their lockers.
Like taking shoes from a teenager.
Honestly,
oh, these smell really bad. I should have considered who I was obtaining this from. These are not going to resale for much.
No, they're not. I need to get some Dr. Scholl's. I need to get some Dr. Scholl's.
When I was working at Amazon, they have pretty strict surveillance type things. Like there's cameras everywhere. You got to go through like a metal detector to get out of the building.
I remember that. It sucked.
So it's not easy to steal. What somebody did that did not work is a pair of shoes came down their line.
They just put them on?
So they took their shoes off, put those in the box, and then put the new shoes on. And of course they didn't get away with it because all the packages get weighed. Mm-hmm. So his old shoes didn't weigh as much as the new shoes, so that raised a flag, and somebody opened it up and just all these busted ass Nikes or something. And I was like,
That's
right here.
Something seems a little off.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, very off.
I'm sure there's a market for used shoes for
it's
somebody.
like cheese. Do you think there's a market for used shoes?
Someone's kink.
Yeah, it's in that big giant pile behind that brewery we went to one time in Britain. Maryland. Whoa! Is there some sunspot activity going on or something? What the fuck's happening to my brain? Holy fuck!
Well, you apparently drank beer from a Holocaust museum, so
yeah. Well, no. Look, okay. One time we went to this brewery in a meadery. Sorry, it's a meadery, not a brewery. It's a meadery. In Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore.
In Baltimore, where the bald people live. And we went out there, and it was kind of like out a ways in like the industrial zone of Baltimore.
It was right next to a giant parking lot where they store all of the like trash trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, right in front of the meadery was a gigantic house-sized pile of discarded shoes.
Fenced in. They
Fenced
had their
in.
own special fence.
And it was just shoes.
We're not exaggerating. It was a giant pile of shoes.
Yeah, when I say house-sized, I'm not joking. Like, it was the size of a house.
It's more like the size of a shed.
It was gigantic.
Or like a really big car.
Maybe your idea of a house was smaller than mine.
Yeah. A dog house.
Or it was bigger than mine. Smaller, bigger, whatever. Hey. So anyway,
One of them tiny Pinterest houses.
Inside the meadery, though, I soon discovered what all them shoes is for. It's because a lot of that mead tasted like feet.
Yeah.
What? I was lucky I went that day because I discovered to pretty much when somebody says, you want some mead? You go... You look around the other glasses of mead and see if it's carbonated. Because if it is, say yes. And if it isn't, say feet. Because that's the only correlation I was able to draw, is that the carbonated stuff tasted fine, but then the uncarbonated stuff tasted like fucking feet, man. It was really weird. But it was a learning experience, and I got to have fucking Shoe Mountain in my nightmares for the next few weeks. So there was that, too.
It reminded us of the shoe piles that they made at like concentration camps.
That's why I made that.
That's where you were coming
That's why I made
from.
that insensitive joke earlier.
Yeah.
And I make those jokes to be perfectly.
Explain that.
To be perfectly clear, I make jokes about those things because they horrify me.
Yeah.
And I have to get them out of my brain, and humor is the only blunt instrument coping mechanism that I have. I don't actually think that's funny. It's fucked up.
But yeah, so now you know about Miyazaki's favorite brewery, and you know, it's good to have around. Come on down to B City Brewery. We got
Was it B City?
It was called like Bumble
B City?
Beast
Itty?
B, something with a B. There was a B in it, like a
Yeah.
Buzz bee. Because they make mead out of honey.
Beer Ice Foot Mead.
Yeah, come on down to
Flavor
Beer
like
Ice
Beer Ice
Foot Mead.
Feet.
I knew there was a market for my discarded shoes and feet smell.
It's in like a fucking like Homer Simpson radioactive vial.
Concentrated rye foot.
Extract of rye foot. Place it in the sacrificial altar.
Oh, fuck, this has nothing to do with anything we've been talking about when we started watching that WandaVision show.
WandaVision?
Oh man, I love Wanda Sykes.
It's not Wanda Sykes. It is Wanda and Vision from the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, who cares?
Yeah. But, I mean, actually,
I'm sorry. I just like...
Hey,
I like those characters.
Not to you. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't care to you. Just
No.
like I don't care about any of those properties anymore.
Yeah.
Like I saw Endgame. I saw it end. It's like I feel like I fulfilled the contractual obligation.
You've closed the circuit.
And saw it to the end, and I don't want to hear anything about these characters ever again.
Fair enough. I like that type of stuff. I'm not crazy about it, but it's really fun. Lisa and I saw the movies together, and they mostly exist in my brain as like and they're like really enjoyable movies.
Yeah.
Like they're super fun and explosive and cool, and it's like a good time. And like the movies for me are a very positive, they're all very positive memories of things I did with Lissa and good times we had. And like those movies, a lot of the early ones came out when we were in Richmond and living in the dark times, and they were going to those movies together was a bright spot in the horrible dark times.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're special to me. And I always really did like Wanda and Vision, and I like the show itself. It's weird. It's really, really weird. And episode 4 explains everything and what the fuck is going on, because otherwise it's weird as fuck. I'll just describe it a little bit. It presents itself. It's like you go into it cold, and it cold opens onto like a sitcom from the 50s, like Leave It to Beaver or I Love Lucy kind of thing, and it's like a 50s sitcom. But it's just starring Wanda and Vision from the Avengers, and they're like trying to live as normal people in like this 50s town. It's like all in black and white, and it's like mimicking a lot of tropes and themes that were on old shows like that.
Yeah.
And it plays out exactly like that, and then you're like, wait, isn't he dead? Because he died in the movies, and what the fuck is this? Why are they in the 50s? What's going on? Why are they in a hokey laugh track sitcom instead of being the established characters that they are.
Yeah.
And like that goes on, like every episode the era the sitcom takes place in advances by 10 years. So like the next one is like a 60s, and it's like sort of, you know, takes a lot of homage from like Bewitched. And then the one after that's like very 70s themes, takes a lot of like homage.
That 70s show.
Not that 70s show. So although the mom from that 70s show is on the show.
Really?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
And she's great. I love her.
She's in the 80s episode.
She's in all of them.
Oh.
Or most of them. She's a recurring character.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing, is that like the townspeople and who are like their friends and neighbors also stay the same, but their appearance gets updated every era as well.
Yeah.
And then it like in the 70s, it's like the what's the one with the big ass blended family? Fuck. You know, Brady Bunch. God, why was that so hard? Probably because I'm not a boomer.
You're just a stinky millennial.
Yeah.
You're not cool anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so it has like a lot of elements from that. And then like the one that's supposed to take place in the 90s is like almost like a direct reference to Malcolm in the Middle.
That's funny.
And it's really funny. And like episode 4 is like the turnaround point where it explains what the fuck's going on and why they're in a TV show.
What's going on?
Wanda's using her powers to warp reality because she's still in denial about her lover being dead.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
Wow, I never watched the show! Oh my fucking god, you people are all rubes! You're fools! If I could guess it, I never even fucking saw it! You're all fools! Ada, join me.
Sure.
Ada.
Taylor just squirted ketchup. No, God, that's fire sauce. He has
Look at the label. Look what it says.
It says fire. It says this one's on me. Taylor,
Don't wash yourself off or it gets in your eyes.
oh, he's gonna start screaming in a minute, and this joke is screaming more than normal. Taylor just took a packet of fire sauce that was still on the table for some reason.
Because
Tore it open.
I like putting it on things.
That's good.
That aren't Taco Bell. So
It's good.
I always like, give me a lot, and they give me a lot, and I say,
Oh, they hook you up. They give you shit tons if you ask for it. And so Taylor just squirted a bunch of fire sauce onto his own forehead, like some profane reverse baptism.
He's been baptized by the bell.
Be right. I would like to see this more like Simba.
That's how they baptize you in the Church of Satan. Is the fire sauce.
Oh my god.
Anton LaVey, who is dead, says, welcome to the church.
I'm sorry if that will give you nightmares tonight, Ada. I pulled that out and it said, this one's on me, and I was like, I need to do this now.
It's an intrusive thought you couldn't leave your head.
Yep.
It'd be really funny if you had like a small cut on your forehead you didn't know about until you put that on there.
I mean, it's better than it getting in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'd prefer anything
Well-
over that. It was a risky maneuver, but I think it was worth it.
Your thick brow ridges that as a Sasquatch you naturally have would protect your soft orbital corneas and membranes there. He's communicating in his native tongue. The source of the scream. Hey, to put the source of the scream on the it's also known as Taylor's senior portrait.
If I can find it.
That actually reminds me of this really shitty thing I saw on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It just showed up in my autoplay, and like, it's one of those where it's like, you know, watch this content. It's free. You know, like how they have the pay for buy rent stuff.
Yeah.
And then sometimes something will show up that's like free to watch.
Yeah.
I guess I must have clicked on it by accident because I don't think they're supposed to come up in autoplay. But like, it was I forget what it was called. It was called like Mystery Disappearances or something like that, or like Into the Wild Disappearances or some shit like that. And like, the way the cover of the movie was branded, it would look like it was going to be some sort of like Grizzly Man sort of situation where like, oh, some dumbass rednecks go into the woods and they got eaten by an animal or something like that. But like, moment one when this documentary starts, I don't know what it was. Might have been a combination of things, but the minute it starts, I'm like, oh, this is some Bigfoot shit, isn't it? And it's a documentary about some guys who disappeared in the woods. And they're trying to play it off like they were captured by a big feet.
Oh no, these 3 men vanished in the woods, and they were found with the exact MO of John Wayne Gacy. It must have been Bigfoot.
My favorite part, and this was simultaneously my favorite part and when I decided to dip, was they had some like recording, like some footage of like sound from that night when the disappearances happened.
Was it just the MC ride? Oh!
Well, what I loved about it is that, like, you know, it's like, what's that? You know, like something making weird noises in the woods. Oh, geez. And like, these are the noises that they were hearing in the woods. And like, it just sounds like a bunch of people in the woods going like, woo, 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 yo, woo. And
it's just Ada.
Without batting a fucking eye, they were like, these are noises that are too low pitched to be created by humans. And I was just like, all right, this was so funny I couldn't laugh. Like, for real. Like, you know, there's, you know, oh, it's so funny I forgot to laugh. But like, no, it was so funny that like it broke me and I couldn't laugh because it was too funny.
That's my response to when I really find something funny is I can't laugh. I'm just in awe of the craft.
So I just went down to the comment section, which shockingly still has a comment section. They hadn't turned it off yet. And I just left it in the comments. You know, I looked through some of the comments to make sure that it wasn't a joke video, that this wasn't some sort of like comedy mockumentary or something. It was not. And I just left the comment being like, I just left the time code of that part where it's super funny. It said, you came here for this, have a laugh, and then stop watching.
That's it reminds me a lot of those ghost hunter shows.
Oh my god.
The horrible ghost hunter shows where they play back the audio and it's like, you can clearly hear the spirit say, get out. And it's like
just once I want them to be like, and in here you can clearly hear the apparition say, you know, I want Kevin. And then just just that. I want that. And then the subtitles still say, I want Kevin.
I saw a clip from one of those that has like haunted me.
Oh, like a ghost,
pun
Ada?
intended.
In a stupid way.
Like a ghost?
It's like some guy that's trying to make contact with a ghost. And the ghost has a name. I can't remember what it was. Like, I'll just say like Rebecca. And
Schmeggly.
Yeah,
Schmeggly.
Schmeggly. And he's like, Schmeggly, you in here? I hear you like to tickle toes.
No.
You want to tickle my long toes?
No. No. No.
Holy shit, for real? I'm stunned.
And they do the like buzzsaw noise.
Oh my god, the fucking reality show buzzsaw noise.
Yes.
Fucking Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmares.
That is no.
I would look it up, but I don't want to search for tickling long toes.
No. That is a.
I know what that will give me.
Yeah, your algorithm will be fucked for life.
Far more haunting than. And then you hear the ghost go, ew, no!
Ghosts. I like that. I want that as like a thing. Ghost hunters that go out and try and like, they hunt ghosts, but they actually end up exorcising places because they're really gross and try and insert their fetishes into things. And the ghosts are like, ew,
Fuck this, I'm out.
Ugh, I'm out of here.
I ain't messing with that.
Yeah, them ghost hunter boys came around here and they started talking about pee-pee or something. And next thing you know, there ain't been a haunting in here for like the last 4 weeks. They're good people. What they done? They done freed us from the curse. They freed us from the curse by talking about ponies. I came here talking about Apple Jacks, and the next thing you know, them ghosts be flying.
Turns out all ghosts just hate clopping.
Still not sure what clopping means. Hold on, let me look that up on Google. What in tarnation?
Oh! And he shoots himself and turns into a ghost. Oh, dang it.
I play right into their trap.
Well played, Ghost Boys. Well played.
Oh, my God. Did your thing talk at you?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it did.
Your pad said a thing.
Ugh.
What did it get?
Your sanitary napkin talked at you.
It's gone.
Oh, okay.
Now you'll never know.
Whatever Siri thought I said.
Maybe it Googled clopping for you.
God, I hope not.
I hope it did. You're gonna open Google when you go out of sleep mode. You're gonna open it Google. There's gonna be fucking horrible pornos staring you in the face.
These aren't the horrible pornos I closed it on.
These aren't the pictures of thighs I was looking at.
My God, how did I get here?
Oh yeah, we're about out of time, but Taylor, tell everybody about your book you just bought.
Oh yeah, I bought some nudie books. I should probably stipulate they're nude pose books from Japan. They came highly
From
recommended.
glorious Nippon.
They came highly recommended by a friend of mine, and I swear to God, they was recommended to me by a friend of mine. And I was like, huh, okay, I'll order this book. And it came in, I was like, this is actually a pretty good pose book. And so I ordered another one. So now I got 2 books full of each book is filled with many pictures of the same nude Japanese person doing various poses. And yeah, I do it to assist my art. Mm-hmm. And also because, you know, who doesn't like beating off to Japanese blurred out vaginas? My favorite. I'm keeping it real. Yeah, the vajuju is blurred out in the book. So now you can say to your friends, but it's not pornous.
Pornous.
It's educational, you see. Except right on the front cover of one of the books, it's called, what is it, like, Visual Pose, Sexual Pose Book. It cracks me up, but I think I got girly books. I'm
Life imitates shart.
I'm gonna order more of them, by the way, and then I'm gonna put them on the coffee table, and when we get the new place, they're gonna be our coffee table books.
Yeah.
Our coffee table books are gonna be new Japanese girls and Pokemon strategy guides. The ultimate home.
Yes.
Can I put my massive, like, 1999, like, Morrowind strategy guide?
Yes, absolutely. As long as you also put a hardcover copy of Blood Meridian.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone will really think we're psychos.
Naturally. Nobody knows what Blood Meridian is who's a normie.
That's true.
They just see it and say they like the nice cover art.
Oh, one last thing. I saw a creepypasta today. Except it wasn't really a creepypasta. It was more just like a short story. But every short story is a creepypasta now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a short story. And it was a Western, like Western kind of cowboy cowboy psychosis kind of story.
Yeah.
And the main character was named Cormac Marston.
Really? Had to fish real hard for that one.
Yeah.
I thought you'd enjoy that little detail.
Oh, that's like, yeah, that's so funny I can't laugh.
It's so funny I forgot to laugh. But everybody, I want you to look down. I want you to look down at your toes. Just ask for a ghost to tickle them. That is my parting message. Tickle your toes, my final message.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.